All right. So, another daily update, and today was absolutely huge. A lot of newsworthy stuff happened. With a quick look at, yeah, we're in the green. Started off going into the red, and then recovering slightly, and after hours, we did very, very well. But before that, I want to share some general news. So, major automakers like Stellantis, as well as Mercedes, have reversed their projections and are expecting a negative, a negative future going forward. Meanwhile, some major European banks like Santander is bullish on the US. And uh, um, and they have actually not been doing too badly, as you can see here. In the after hours, they jumped quite a bit. Barclays also has reported some great results. Now, the big news are probably the Amazon ones. And you can see that they still did well in the after hours. However, earlier today, um, reports came out that Amazon was going to add a tariff item to all of its store items, and that would show exactly how much U.S. consumers would be paying due to the Trump tariffs. Now, when asked about it, Trump's spokesperson said that they were being hostile, referring to Amazon. And apparently Bezos and Trump sorted it out later on, but quite a bit of drama in that. And then Microsoft was probably the biggest performer, the best performer today. As you can see, stocks jumped almost 7% after hours to, I saw a 420-ish high at some point. Yeah, $420.29 per share, which is incredible. They actually are finally in the green year to date, just barely at 0.03%. However, when we look at the past year, still they're above water, they're floating. And we also, of course, need to mention Facebook. And with Facebook, or sorry, Meta, uh, with Meta, you can see a little bit of a disappointed earnings call compared to Microsoft at 4.75% up, which, I mean, definitely isn't bad for a after hours trading session. But then year to date, they are down almost 4%. And during the past year, they've actually performed pretty well at a little over 30%. So they still have a bit to fall if you want to be in a disadvantaged situation. Now, let's come back here. My portfolio, well, to be honest, this is not a great indicator simply because I just added some more cash. So I believe that it went up almost 1%, but let's just look at it at 0.73%. Still pretty solid. My holdings are still remaining to be defensive. Nothing really exciting except the large cap growth ETF that I hold, SCHG. It's low cost, and as you can see in the past year, it's up 13%. um, and with an expense ratio of just 0.04%. So that's actually pretty solid. It has, so far at least, outperformed um, uh, Microsoft in a sense. And when we go back here, I just want to see the deep dive again. Nvidia lost some ground. There are a lot of fears regarding uh, Nvidia's dependence on Chinese sales, which are definitely going to get into under scrutiny, not just due to the Trump tariffs, but also because they are at the cutting edge of GPU technology. You probably heard of them quite a bit. Um, and the company itself is positioned as more of a national security company at this point. As you can see in the past year, 30, let's say 31% of a gain. But to be quite honest, that is a bit different compared to Meta's trajectory, because as you can see, Nvidia is slowly coming down. Now, this is, I'd say, a mere correction. I started investing in Nvidia when it was roughly around here. As you can see, this spike itself, which doesn't really lend itself well because of the ensuing explosive growth, but it was almost a year's worth of a recovery. So I think that Nvidia still will fall a little bit. As you can see, it peaked at almost $150 per share. Um, but I definitely do expect it to stabilize over the long term because it has such a impressive moat.